What is going on, people of the SmartHouse Society? Matt here from mksmarthouse.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to connect these Tuya plugs to OpenHAB and Home Assistant. In this video, I'll show you how to connect Tuya plugs to OpenHAB and Home Assistant. Quick note, Jinvoo, SmartLife, and Tuya are the same devices. These plugs are specifically from a company called ZooZee. They work great and they are in a very good form factor. I will leave a link in the description to the exact plugs that I have and where you can pick them up. At the time of this recording, they are 34 for 4. So they come out to about $8.50 per plug. That's less than a sawn-off on Amazon. Also in the description, follow at MK-SmartHouse on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. This is where I post things a true smart home enthusiast would appreciate. In this video, I'll show you how to flash the plug with Tasmota, then how to set up Tasmota, and finally connect it to OpenHAB and Home Assistant. The ZooZee plug is made on a custom PCB made by the company called ZooZee. But a company that I've liked to get PCBs from is PCBWay. PCBWay is a company that specializes in PCB prototyping, PCB assembly, and SMD stencil. PCBWay has high quality PCBs, fast turnaround times, and best of all, they are very low cost. Check out the link in the description for more details on this promotion, as well as use the cash code on the screen now to get $5 off your order. And I thank PCBWay for sponsoring this video. Now let's get into the guide. Now me myself personally, I will not be showing you guys how to flash these. Instead, someone on the internet called DigiBlur DIY has a very good guide showing you guys how to flash these using a Wi-Fi access point, Raspberry Pi type thing. The link to that guide will be in the description or in the card on your screen. And we can't do this the normal way where we take an Arduino and connect it, because I opened up one of these plugs and there's not a really easy way to access the GPIO, which is why I use the method that DigiBlur has a guide for. He takes a Raspberry Pi and you turn it into an access point, and then your plugs connect to the access point. It's a really cool process, and I'll again watch that and then come back to this video. But before you go there, I have a couple of notes. So in the video, when it asks to put the device in pairing mode, just hold down the button on the plug. You'll know when you need pairing mode if you watch the video. And you want to hold it down till it flashes, and then it will be in pairing mode. And then the second note I wanted to make is when he talks about error unknown option log file, ignore it, because in the newest software update, it has been patched. So you don't need to do that step in the video. And make sure when it comes to the firmware, you flash Tasmota firmware onto this. There's an option for custom firmwares and stuff. Make sure you flash Tasmota. Alright, so now go watch that video and then come back to this one. Alright, welcome back. Hope you guys found DigiBlur's video easy to follow, and I hope you successfully installed Tasmota onto these plugs. Now let's get into configuring it. Now that the ZooZee Tuya plug is flashed with firmware, we're going to go ahead and grab our mobile device. We're going to go to Settings, Wi-Fi, and then we're going to wait till it says Sawn Off. And we're going to tap the Sawn Off. It'll connect and it'll bring up the page. So you're going to modify AP1 SSID. So you can press Scan for Wi-Fi networks, and it'll find all your closest Wi-Fi networks. Mine is K Wi-Fi. And then you're going to delete whatever's in the password field and type in the password. And then down here, you're going to give it a host name. I'm going to call mine ZooZee Socket 1 for ZooZee Socket 1, and since it's the first one. And now press save. If you left the host name as it is and you didn't change it, you should have remembered what sawn off it was. So mine was sawn off -049 or something like that. Or you remember the host name. This is that way you can find the device and connect through it through your computer. Alright, but we are done with the mobile device, so you can go ahead and put it away. All right, now that the plug is connected to our Wi-Fi network, let's go ahead and configure it. So you should be able to go into your web browser, type in http:// and then the host name of the device. So mine was ZooZee socket1.local. Now, unfortunately, it did not work, so we're going to have to try a different way to get the IP address. What you can do is go into your router's main web portal. So mine would be 192.168.0.1. It's in statuses and LAN. And now I'm going to find, there it is, ZooZee socket 1. If you didn't change the host name, then just it'll be SONOFF something. But there it is. So now I'm going to copy the IP address, going to paste it in, and it should take me to the Tasmota page, which it did. Oh, I should mention, if you have not done so already, there's a link in the description to a written guide of this video. I recommend having it open so that way there's more steps for you to follow that are in written form. And also, if we need to copy and paste anything, you have it ready. So I'm going to keep the guide up right here. I'm going to go back to the SONOFF. So the first thing we're going to do is go to configuration. We're going to configure the module. And we're going to select the Blitzwolf SHP. And then press save. Then we're going to press main menu. It'll wait for the device to restart. Okay. Next, we're going to go to config. Oh, there we go. It brings you to the main menu, and if you want, you can toggle it. It should turn the device on and off. Next, we're going to go to configuration, and we're going to configure MQTT. So in the host name, we're going to type in the IP address of our MQTT server. So mine is 192.168.0.120. And then you can keep the client. And then we're going to change the topic. So for the topic, I'm going to do ZooZee socket 1. And that's it. So the only two things that I changed was the topic and the host. But if you have a different port, then you would change that here. If you require a username and password, you would also change that here to log on to your MQTT server. You can change the client name if you want, but I'm just going to press save and then main menu. All right, that's it. The module is fully configured. Now let's add this module to OpenHAB and Home Assistant. And first up, we're going to do OpenHAB. So to configure OpenHAB, we're going to go to our main configuration portal for OpenHAB. Then we're going to go to Paper UI. And we're going to be using the MQTT binding 2.4. If you do not have the 2.4 binding set up, then watch one of my previous videos where I cover MQTT binding 2.4. So now we're going to go to Paper UI, and then we're going to the inbox. We're going to press search for things, MQTT binding, add manually, generic MQTT thing. I'm going to name this ZooZee socket 1. Location doesn't matter. I'm going to use the MQTT broker, the embedded one, and now press the check mark. Okay, so now we're going to go to configuration and then things. We're going to press the pencil next to ZooZee socket 1, and now we're going to add channels. So we're going to press add a channel. It's going to be an on-off switch. Channel ID is going to be ZooZee socket 1 underscore switch. Label ZooZee socket switch. And now for the state topic, it's going to look like this. So you're going to need to have stat and then a /, and then this is going to be the topic that you put in Tasmota when you set up the device. And then you're going to want to do another / and then /power. Now for the command topic, it's the same thing except instead of stat, you put CMND. Now we're going to press show more. So we're going to do on is on. We're going to do in uppercase in all caps. And then off is off, all caps as well. I'm going to press save. There we go. Now let's link this channel to an item. So we're going to create a new item. Go ahead and get rid of this. Label is good. And then okay, so the name, this is the name of the item we're creating. Label, this is what's going to show up in the UIs. So it's going to say ZooZee socket. Oh, we should probably add socket 1. Switch. Type is going to be a switch. And then category, this is the icon that's going to come up in the paper UI. And you can check the OpenHAB documentation, all their icons, to figure out which one you want to use. So I'm going to use power outlet US, since this is a US power outlet. Paste that in the category. And there you go, it updates to an outlet. And now press link. So now if I press the lines and I go to control, I see the socket here, and I can turn it on and off. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Alright, so now let's go ahead and add it to our basic UI. Open up terminal, going to SSH into my OpenHAB server. Gonna go to the sitemap directory, then open the sitemap file, and now I'm gonna do copy the item and put it into the demo frame. There we go. I'm gonna press Control X. So basically we just imported a switch item and then the name of the item, which you can find if you go to configuration and items. As you can see, it is the same thing. Now we're gonna press Y and enter. So now if we go back to OpenHAB and then tap on the basic UI, we will see the power outlet and you can turn it on and off from here. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Cool. Alright, that is OpenHAB. Now we're going to move on to Home Assistant. Alright, so now let's go ahead and connect the ZooZee plug to Home Assistant, or Tuya plug, whatever you want to call it. So what we're going to do is go over to our Home Assistant portal, and then we're going to wait for it to load. And now we're going to go into HAS.io, and then going to go to Configurator, going to open the web UI. Then I'm going to go over to my configuration.yaml file, and I have already pasted this in ahead of time just to save a little bit of time. But you just want to copy this and paste it into your configuration.yaml file. Alright, so there we go. Alright, there we go. So it's right here. Let me just go over really quickly. So the platform is MQTT. We're going to give it the name ZooZee socket 1. Going to give it the icon, the power plug. This is the state topic. This is the command topic. Again, change these middle parts with what you wrote in with Tasmota. And then here's the availability, the on payload, the off payload, and whether it's online and offline because it has the availability topic, and we want it to retain. All right, now that is all set, you'll just have to press, actually let me make a modification so that way, there we go. So now we're just gonna press save. Now we're gonna go to configuration, general, whoops, shoot. We're gonna go to configuration. Then we're going to check the config. Config looks good. And now just restart the Home Assistant server. All right, now if we go to overview, there we go. There is the switch itself. And so we can turn it on and turn it off. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Also, the light turns on and off. That is it for this complete guide to Tuya plugs. If you have any questions or need help, join my Discord. The link is in the description. In the description, you will find links to all parts and devices used in the video, as well as a link to mksmarthouse.com/shop, where I have a wide range of smart home kits you can put together, such as the blinds control device. Alright, if you found this video helpful, click that like button. And if you are a smart home enthusiast, then hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below or join the community over at mksmarthouse.com/forum. Goodbye. No.